You are saying all this is an appearance, is a dream, so your body is a dream. This fire is a dream, and this experience. What you are experiencing now is just an appearance. You are the unchanging consciousness. So can you put your hand in this fire? And Turiyananda said immediately. Achalanandaji records, he got excited immediately and stood up and said, "Yes, I will thrust my hand in the fire. It will get burned, but that does not affect me." The witnessing consciousness. And he was about to jump into the fire, when people rushed and caught him and pulled him back. Now you see, it does not violate common sense of physics. But what it says is, I have recognized myself as the witness consciousness. The body and the fire are at the same level of reality. So the fire will burn the body. The laws of physics and chemistry and biology will act upon the body. And the mind too, but I, the witness consciousness. I am not the body and mind. It's as simple as that. Somebody asked, I think it was just yesterday, Bill pointed out a famous story about Dr. Samuel Johnson, I think, and Bishop Berkeley, who was the subjective idealist, who said everything, that's different from Vedanta, but it's still, he said everything is in the mind. The world exists because I experience it. And Samuel Johnson, he says, I refute it thus, and he kicked a rock. See, it is resistance, it bounces. It hurts my foot, this is real. How is it in my mind? But don't you think the same thing would happen if you do it in a dream? In a dream, which is entirely in your mind. If you go and kick a rock in Central Park, will the dream rock not hurt your dream foot? It would, it will. You might even utter a dream. Ouch, that does not make the dream rock any more real. At the same level, they act on each other. But the great discovery of Shankaracharya, the great insight is, that which is at a lower level of reality, does not affect the higher level of reality. So whatever happens in the dream, Janaka lost his kingdom, was wounded, humiliated, frustrated, in despair. In the dream, when he wakes up, none of it has affected him. Still his heart may pound a little bit, but he will say, oh, it didn't happen. He is a philosopher, he says, yes, sach, yawo sach, but the dream did not affect his waking. All the things which went on in the dream had no effect on the waking, because the waking is a higher level of reality than the dream. Shankaracharya says, not one grain of sand in the desert can be made wet by the water of the mirage. You can see a whole oasis of water. It will have no effect on the sand of the desert, remains unaffected, because they are not at the same level of reality. An unreal oasis can exist with a real desert. An unreal snake can coexist with a real rope. An unreal defeat in the battle can coexist with the emperor retaining his empire and being very happy in the waking state. Unreality and reality have no clash. But does the higher level of existence, does it affect the lower level of experience? Yet it does. How? It forms the basis of that. Unless you are a waker, you cannot go to sleep and dream. Unless there is a real desert, the false oasis mirage cannot appear. Unless there is a real rope, the false snake cannot appear there. Similarly, this rope, or the oasis of the desert, or the waking, all of this is based on a yet higher level of reality, which is pure consciousness, the non-dual consciousness. Turium, this cannot affect that. But that gives this existence, and that thing which gives this existence, that is what you are really. Once you know that, you will continue to inhabit this very happily. You will not be affected by the problems here. Then this itself, there are beautiful verses. Nandanavanam, this itself becomes the garden of the gods. Nandanavanam is supposed to be in heaven. The garden of the gods, this world, samsara of terrible ills and frightening samsara, becomes your pleasure garden.